Welcome back, everybody. My name is Daniel Troutman with thesmashcake.com and troutmanphotography.com, and today I'm wearing all black because I'm about to go to your business's funeral. That's right, everything on today's list is potentially something that could kill your business. And unfortunately, when your business dies, when somebody draws that chalk outline around your business, it's you that goes to hell. And by that, I mean back to the 9-to-5 purgatory jobs with the cubicles and the middle managers and the daily meetings and the oh my God. Now, to help you avoid all of that, what we're going to do is run you through the list of things that I personally have avoided or narrowly escaped with my business so that you don't have to potentially, well, get a body bag and call time of death on your business. So without any more of this, let's go ahead and just get into the first thing that could potentially kill your business. So one of the biggest monsters under the bed waiting to jump out and just murder your business in its sleep is web-based sales. Now, for those of you that don't know what web-based sales is, it's basically when you do a photo shoot and you take all the resulting images and you put them in a gallery and you send your client the link and then they order from that gallery, all right? And it really seems like an amazing idea, especially for you introverts. Now, what I can tell you from experience is that it takes people months to order out of these catalogs, right? You may do the work in July, you may not see the money until February. Now, meanwhile, your bills, your mortgages, they need to be paid, right? And here you've invested the time to do the work, you're simply not getting paid because a client just, well, they don't want to. They don't want to deal with it right now. So potentially, I mean, you could shoot a handful of clients, and if they all decide to take 6 months to pay you, well, you're going to have to go back to that 9-to-5 because, like I said, bills rack up and mortgages need paid. And that is how businesses die. So go ahead and avoid that. I want you guys to learn a little something about in-person sales. That's how I took the bull by the horns and I stopped all that and I saved my business. Did you guys know that Walmart used to have a photography studio that existed in all of their Walmarts? Did you guys, anybody know that? Right? Well, those of you who don't know that, it's because they went out of business because they tried to be the low price leader. Right? That's what Walmart's claim to fame is. They're the low price leader. But in the world of photography, they did that. They were offering $9.99 massive photo packages for all of their customers. And people came in and they just bought the $9.99 package. And Walmart was losing money every time that happened, to the point where they finally went out of business and there are no longer photography studios in Walmart. So what I want you to avoid is that same mistake. Do not try to be the low-priced leader, right? If somebody in your neighborhood is charging $100 for a photo session and you're like, hey, I'm going to charge $75. Well, maybe that person's an idiot. Maybe you can't live shooting $100 photo sessions and you're going to undercut that? That makes you an even bigger idiot, right? Not to call you an idiot. I'm just saying, right? You get where I'm coming from on this. Just because somebody doesn't know the business side of their business and they're not charging enough to make a living wage doesn't mean that you need to come along and charge less than that because you'll be in the same hurt locker that they are. So what I want you guys to do is just get rid of the notion that you're going to be the low price leader and just start learning how to charge enough for you to actually live the lifestyle that you want to live. Leaving your day job too soon. This is a big one, right? Everybody is in a hurry to get out of that cubicle, to get out of that warehouse, to get out from behind the bar, wherever you work. Everybody is in a hurry to be a professional photographer and to create for a living and live a more rewarding life, right? I certainly enjoy a rewarding life, and I too was very much in a hurry to get here. Now, the mistake that I made that almost killed my business was leaving my day job too soon. See, there's something very important that happens when you have a day job. You consistently get paid, right? And your bills consistently get paid. And if you are struggling to just keep food on the table, there is no way that you're going to be able to grow a photography business. All right, photography is expensive. The equipment is expensive. Even going to seminars and classes and learning is expensive. So what you need to do is cover your financial bases with that day job as long as humanly possible and only leave it when you start making more at your photography business than you are at your full-time 9-to-5. So next up on the list of knife-wielding, hockey mask-wearing murderers waiting to murder your business is basically you refusing to learn business. Now, this is something that is near and dear to me because I naively thought when I got into photography that all I had to do was take amazing images and the world would find me. They would love me and they would throw gobs of money at me. Well, guess what, folks? That's not the world we live in. Instead, what you need to do is you need to learn business. All right, you need to learn how to market yourself and bring clients to you. You need to learn customer service so that you can serve those clients and make them happy. And you need to learn, accounting and how to price properly your products so that you don't get robbed, you don't get mugged, and you get to actually keep a living wage after you do all the work. And it all comes down to just basically learning business skills and learning photography in the background. I would honestly say that my advice would be, for every hour you spend learning photography, spend the same amount of time learning business. And if you do that, then you're going to have a perfect blend between business and art, and you're going to be able to stay in business and keep creating that art for the rest of your life. Now, that brings me to the very next point. Whatever you do, don't cruise the website of the local photographer in your area and try to copy their price list, all right? I have had people do this to me. I've had people come to my studio and sit through a consultation posing as a client to get their hands on my price list. Now, if they take that price list and they blindly copy it, well, what happens if I'm a blithering idiot? What happens if my prices are so low that I can't possibly make a living? And now these people are going to either copy that or try to undercut that. Well, that makes them an even bigger idiot. So let's avoid all of that. What you need to do instead is learn how to put together your price list based on your cost of goods and the time it takes you to make that, and your overhead and how much you want to make. And that'll be a video for another time. But you basically need to set up a price list that's going to create a living wage for you, because nobody really gets into business saying to themselves, well, I'm not here to make money. Of course you're here to make money. You set up a business. So whatever you do, don't just blindly copy somebody else's price list. So the next thing that could potentially kill your business is you taking jobs that you are not qualified for. Now, let's face it, we've all been there. We, in our rush to become professional photographers and to leave the 9-to-5 world behind, we have all taken jobs that we were not qualified for simply for the money. But I'm telling you that if you keep that up, and yes, I'm telling you from experience, if you keep that up, what's going to happen is that you are going to bomb these jobs, right? If somebody asks you to take pet portraits or food photography or wedding photography and you say yes to everything, well, you're not qualified. You don't know what you're doing, and you're going to bomb those jobs. And you're going to create a negative word of mouth about your business before it really even has a chance to start. So my recommendation to you is to go ahead and pick a couple of genres. Like for me, it was cake smash photography and senior portraits. And I really got really good at those two things. So that way, when I started charging people, I knew I was worth what I was charging. Now, this doesn't mean that you can't learn other genres of photography, but if you're gonna do that, be clear with your clients. Don't charge them, and be super clear with them that you are learning and you're not charging them because, well, they're your guinea pig. And that way, it's not like nobody told them you didn't know what you were doing. You were straight up, you were upfront about it, and nobody can really complain or give you a negative rating on Google. So stick to a couple of things that you know really, really well, and then branch out from there, but avoid taking jobs that you are not qualified for. So the next big giant fire-breathing dragon that is waiting to just completely devour your business is Photoshop. Now, I've said it once, I'm going to say it again 1,000 times on this channel. Every time you dive into Photoshop, you are losing money. And that's because you're being paid for a finished product. You're not being paid on the hourly basis. So if it takes you 5 hours, or let's just say 1 hour, to go ahead and edit one photo, you're losing money. All right, you just simply are losing money. So my advice to you is all of the things on set that you can change, right? If somebody says to you, well, you can fix it in Photoshop, understand that that fix might take you 5, 10, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and those minutes come at a cost. You're losing money. So what you need to do is fix everything on set and get it right in camera whenever possible, and avoid the phrase, I can fix it in Photoshop. Okay, so the biggest and last thing on today's list, it is the absolute biggest, is renting a retail space too soon. Right? We all want that creative space. We all want that studio to call home, to hang a sign with our name above the door. It feels good for the ego, but I can tell you that if you make that jump too soon, you're going to go out of business, and it may forever tarnish photography for you, which is exactly what almost happened to me. I jumped into a studio space way too soon, and after the first year of having that studio open, I realized that I didn't make any money. I did a year's worth of work and everybody got paid. The electric company, my landlord, my vendors, my employees, my editors, everybody got paid except for me. And that was almost it for me. That was almost the death of my business right there. I don't know why I kept going, honestly. So avoid that because it stings, it hurts, and that's the kind of pain you don't want. So really think about that retail space. Really think about whether or not you need it. And in today's age where we have, co-work spaces and a lot of options, you may not. So just food for thought. All right, well, let's go ahead and land the plane here real quick. The message I want is not that photography sucks. I don't want you guys to walk away with a negative opinion of how hard photography is. Instead, I want you to walk into this with your eyes wide open, knowing full well the challenges that you're going to face. Because I didn't, and it damn near knocked me out of business, and it almost destroyed my love for photography. Now, if you guys can avoid all of the pitfalls that I went through, and you can get to that part where you are making a financial future for yourself and you get to create for a living, then that's fantastic. That's the goal of this entire channel, is to keep you creating for the rest of your life and to keep you out of the 9-to-5 grind. And if I get to be even just a small part of that, then I definitely count myself as blessed. So thank you so much for watching these videos. It means the world to me. And if you have any questions, of course, comment section down below. I'm always happy to talk shop with you guys and to help you in any way I possibly can. Now, until next time, guys, I'm Daniel Troutman with thesmashcake.com and troutmanphotography.com. Thank you so much for watching these videos, and I'll see you in the next one.